Good morning. It is 10:01 on the East Coast. We're a minute late. Don't tell Bill Buckler. Dave Golden, Boogie with the Bull Uncensored. Wednesday morning caffeine is live on my profile on Facebook with a live chat and on the Boogie with the Bull YouTube channel also with a live chat. So you're more than welcome to join me on either location. It says we're live on Facebook. I'm looking at my profile. The Boogie with the Bull live chat is now open. If you are on the Boogie with the Bull YouTube channel and you say something in the live chat, I will see it on my screen too. So come and join me. It is Wednesday, September 4th, 2024. A sad day here in our house. Donna, my wife's father, Donald, passed away 23 years ago today, September 4th. He was buried on September 7th. We as a family, Donna and her three sons and I, or our three sons and I, we're kind of getting back to our everyday life. The boys had gone back to school, and Donna was going back to work, and I don't remember if I was working back then or working from home, but I was back to doing whatever I did. I think I was driving cabs in Waltham back then. But we were all getting back to our lives. And then 4 days later, "9/11" hit. A declaration of war from evil people outside of the United States. And we're still living the havoc of it today. We go around the world and take out the bad people so that they hopefully can't do this anywhere else. There's a whole bunch of conspiracy theories about what may have happened or how it happened or why it happened. My suggestion is that you buy Bill Muckler's book, 6 Soft Targets, and you read it. Bill wrote his blueprint based on what he knows and what he discovered and what he researched. And I got to tell you, if you're reading it, it's got to be pretty damn close to what those bad people did. They got into the United States and set up and did probably the worst war in our history. I believe close to 3,000 people in the building passed away. I didn't know this gentleman, and I don't remember his name, but he was a customer and a good friend of the people that owned the limo business in Webster, Massachusetts, that I worked at the time. He was on one of the planes, and he passed away. And 23 years later, I'm still sad. Sad that it happened in our country. I remind people watching Boogie with the Bull broadcasts all the time that there, I guess, was a time that Osama bin Laden had been brought into the United States to testify or give statements, provide information on Al-Qaeda. And he was on a plane with some FBI agents as And as they flew past the Twin Towers, he made a comment, one of these days, I'm going to blow them up. And then he started laughing, and rumor is that the FBI agents on the plane with him started laughing because nobody believed that he would be able to do it. Well, he proved you all wrong, and he got it done. Just like Democrats. I've been saying for the close to 6 years I've been doing Boogie with the Bull broadcasts, the Democrats have told you what they were going to do, how they were going to do it, when and where they were going to do it, and then told you that, hey, open your eyes, we're doing it. Same kind of thing. I won't tell you not to vote for Kamala Harris and Tim Walz for president and vice president in November, but I will tell you things that give me one thing Vice President Kamala Harris did as vice president to earn your vote to be president of the United States. Then go backwards and give me one thing she did in the United States Senate to earn becoming vice president of the United States. Because you have to admit, she's probably been the worst vice president in our history. There's all kinds of accusations and charges about what she had to do to become the Democrat nominee. And if you haven't opened your eyes and seen that, well, believe that it happened. Don't believe it because I said it. Don't believe it that because other people said it. Open your eyes and read the news. And you can read your news on Facebook, and you can believe every single thing in every single article. You can listen to every person who posts something on Facebook and it gets taken down, cry about it. You can open up your phone and go to Google News, and you can read the New York Times, the New York Post, the Washington Times, the Washington Post. You can click on any article in the Google News newsfeed, and it'll open up that newspaper, and you can read everything in there. My father, rest his soul, Mort Glovin, used to get up every morning when he could and sit in front of his ancient desktop. I think it was the first Windows 10. And he had Chrome on it because he needed Chrome for some things, I guess. And read for hours because he loved to read newspapers. He liked to know what was going on in the world around him. So do that. That's what I did this morning. So I'm going to credit Google News with all the articles that I'm bringing up today, and those newspapers, the New York Post, the New York Times, the Washington Times, are all papers that I know I took headlines from this morning. They may be copyrighted and I didn't have permission, but most news agencies don't. But in Mongolia, it was expected that as soon as President Putin stepped off a plane, he was supposed to be arrested, and he wasn't. And now I guess Mongolia is in all kinds of hot water with other members of the International Criminal Court. I told you in North Korea, Kim Jong-un ordered 20 to 30 government people arrested and possibly executed for not doing their job to protect the citizens of North Korea over devastating floods. Until the case for Donald Trump gets to the Supreme Court and he is found innocent, or he really does what he should do at this point, pardon himself just to get it done with, because his Justice Department, is going to go after every judge, every prosecutor. I don't know if he can go after the juries because juries do their jobs, but he's going to go after the judges. He's going to go after the attorney generals. He's going to go after the district attorneys. He's going to go after the judges that heard the cases that are 100% bull excrement, or basically things that every president has done before, and they weren't charged and hopefully sent to jail. John F. Kennedy wrote the Democrat playbook on having affairs. At least I say that because he's the king of presidential affairs. I'm sure the Kennedy family and or the Democrat National Committee or some Democrat kicked up plenty of hush money in those days, short of supposedly killing someone, because we don't know for sure if the Kennedy administration was involved in the death of Marilyn Monroe. And we won't know until maybe we get the 954 pages that President Trump keeps saying that if he is president, on the first day he's president, he's going to release the Warren Commission report. I hope he does. I hope he does. Good morning, Ronald Farrell Jr. I kept wanting to say to you yesterday, Ronald, you are welcome to come on to a broadcast anytime I'm doing one. Normally I have the link posted on the screen because it's easier to just have the link posted on the screen. I tell people, take that link, load it into the Chrome browser because StreamYard works on Chrome. Follow the steps to be able to be connected to the broadcast and come on. Anyone. Monday and Wednesday, 10 a.m., Tuesday and Thursday, 7 p.m., yesterday around 5 o'clock, but that was a special report. It wasn't planned. Michael Anthony and I just did it, and I think it has done very well. So if you come on to a broadcast and you have fun or enjoyed it, you want to come on the next one. And if you decide you have done all four and you're available to do all four, come on and be part of the fun. We're going to slap Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas, who I refer to as May Kiss My Ass a lot, because I mentioned American taxpayers are now on the hook for giving $2.6 billion to the DHS so they can fund looking into giving extra vacation time, who they give it to, and track the vacation of everybody there. Last year, evidently, they tracked 9 people who asked for extra vacation time. This year, supposedly, they're going to increase it to 10 people. And it's probably Alejandro Mayorkas, the secretary, and his top officers. This is getting ridiculous, people. We have a $35 trillion budget that we're not even making any payments on each day. We're just paying the interest. We're just printing money or borrowing money from China, who hates us, and just paying the interest. We're not making the payments. You know that's a terrible way to live. If you say have a credit card and you owe $1,000 and your minimum payment is $35 and you make a $35 or more payment, and during that month, you're going to use that $35. You never touch your principal. You just keep racking up the few dollars a month interest on your principal. I'm sure the credit card companies love you that you have credit cards with, because they make interest They make money off of you tying up credit they gave you. And if it ever gets to the point where you owe too much or you don't pay enough, they'll just turn off your card. Well, we need to do that with the federal government. The House controls the purse strings, according to former Speaker Nancy Pelosi. Now, Mike Johnson, Speaker of the House, is responsible for making sure that we are spending our taxpayers' hard-earned money in a responsible way. And if he can't do that, then maybe he shouldn't be Speaker anymore. I personally don't believe that he will be Speaker if the Republicans keep the House. I don't know if the Republicans are going to keep the House. Over in the Senate, I'm assuming if we keep the Senate, Chuckles Schumer, or excuse me, if the Democrats keep the Senate, Chuckles Schumer or some other anti-American senator will become Senate Majority Leader. And Stolen Valor champion Vice President Tim Walz will become Senate President. Hey, we're at a point. We can't allow this to happen. Cannot allow this to happen. Okay? Michael Anthony made a comment on yesterday's special report. Rinse, wash, rinse, repeat. I think I jumped in and said regurgitate. And then I credited Michael Anthony with creating or calling daily regurgitation exactly what it is. Daily regurgitation. The exception to daily regurgitation is that Michael Anthony doesn't only do political broadcasts that hit Facebook every day. He does billions of others. Last night he had a guy, Eric Reza something. I believe he's Armenian. I can't remember his name. His website is biomed.com. Biomed.com. There's another one that I can't remember. It starts with an A. Maybe Michael will pop into the comments or it'll pop in my head. But go to biomed.com. Read it. Anytime Michael has Eric on a broadcast that is going to be on Facebook, watch it. Eric and Michael talked about last night about something that fascinates me, a report that I want to do. I want to post it on Facebook. I want to shove it up Meta and Facebook's rectum. I even have told Michael I want to do it, but I don't think I can put it together well enough myself. Doubt my abilities. Eric talked about time travel and people who he has met in time travel over the years. He mentioned that he met Donald Trump and he was still doing a comb over on half of his head because he was bald. And they joked about one day President Trump saying back then, I'm going to run for president. God, I wish I could get Donald Trump on a Boogie with the Bull broadcast for two reasons. One, I wish he would stop in his campaign advertisement saying that if you can't afford to donate, don't. I don't need your money. We will win. We'll raise the money that we need, and we will win. It's an insult to me. Mainly it's an insult to me because every once in a while there's a raffle that if you donate $5 or more, you can get into. You can meet him somewhere, get a picture taken with him. You can go to Mar-a-Lago and meet him, spend some time there. You can go to one of his golf clubs maybe and play golf with him. You can get really cool bag of hats, shirts, tennis shoes, and a picture with him. But both of you are wearing cool Trump gear. But you can't get it if you don't donate. Or at least that's what it hits. If you go and you read the rules of the fundraising committee that no purchase is necessary. But I have to wonder, if you don't make a purchase, if you don't make a donation, can you get the stuff? No. And even if you don't need everyday Americans like me on a fixed income who can't spring the $5, don't tell us that. Certainly don't bring up that you don't need the $450,000 a year plus perks presidential salary because you can afford to support yourself while you're president. I don't want to hear that from either candidate. Okay? Don't care. Ross Perot's biggest mistake was he kept hammering to people that he didn't need to be paid. Mitt Romney brought it up a few times. He didn't need to be paid. Maybe we need to look at what we pay a president, because they live in the White House for free. They travel in motorcades for free. They travel around the world at taxpayer expense. They get personal use of motorcades and airplanes and helicopters pretty much for free. They get everything they need. So maybe they should just get an allowance, that he can free spend and do whatever he wants with. President Trump did the right thing. He cashed the checks and immediately donated to charity that needed the money because he didn't need the money. You have to understand, he did get paid. Don't ever tell me he didn't get paid, because the rule book says he had to get quarterly paychecks, like $125,000 a year, I think, for each year that he was president. A check had to be written, and he had to cash that check. What he did with it was totally up to him. Donated it to charity. If a president can afford to do that, that is exactly what they should do. But maybe we should cut that salary down to, like, I don't know, maybe $5,000 or $6,000 a month. Allowance. They can do whatever the hell they want with, outside of what it isn't paid for by the Office of President of the United States. I'm kind of rambling here and there as I go through. Ichabod Palmer is watching. Ronald Farrell Jr. is watching. Michael Anthony is watching. Any one of you that see the link on the screen, you can join the broadcast if you wish. The dogs are in Studio B. They're actually doing Trump commercials as we speak right now. And we'll air them later. Jeff Walz is in trouble again with the Democrat because he has indicated that he does not support his brother, Minnesota Governor Tim Walz, for becoming president. I believe he even spoke of stolen valor of his brother. And if you don't know what I mean by stolen valor, Minnesota Governor Tim Walz. Governor Walz was a sergeant major, I believe that's an Army rank, and was somewhere outside of the United States at a war, and evidently claimed that he held a rifle and went into battle, or maybe even had a picture taken holding a rifle and went into battle. My source on Sergeant Majors, Bill Muckler, who joins me on Fridays at 10 a.m. for Red Friday Morning Caffeine, said that Sergeant Majors don't take guns and go into battle. They basically sit where it's safe for them, and they give the orders that go all the way down the line to the guys and gals that go into battle. So basically, he lied about what he did in the military. if you're going to lie about things you've done in the United States of America, don't lie about something you did with the family of ours that is responsible for protecting the United States of America. And then expect people to elect you vice president of the United States so you can lie about other things or be ready to lie about other things. More proof in my mind why you don't vote for Kamala Harris, because her vice president, Tim Walz, has earned today's Stolen Valor Boogie with the Bull Award. We can go back and say, I don't think you should vote for Kamala Harris because she hasn't done anything as Biden's border czar at the southern border to stop what is happening. She acknowledges we have an open border, but that's because Democrats want us to have an open border. Okay, Michael Anthony said that the link that I posted is not working. Let me look at it. GATS, 2K, PJ, HT. All right, well, that's the link that's showing up on my screen. StreamYard.com/GATS, as in Sam, 2K, PJHT. That's the link. And then down here, that's what I have posted. GATS, 2K, PJHT. Let me try to send it, because it sounds like Michael wants to come in. Let me try to send it to Michael and see if he can. The link you posted wouldn't let me in. If that was even a link, have a good one. Well, I'm very sorry, Michael. It could be that Facebook scrambled the link. It could be StreamYard scrambled the link. I apologize for that. If the link is not working, someone else may want to try it and see if they can get in. I don't know. I apologize, but that is the link that I have. StreamYard.com, GATS, 2K, PJHT. GATS, 2K, PJHT. So I apologize that the link didn't work. And if someone responsible screwed up with the link and people can't get on the broadcast, I apologize for that. I seriously do apologize for the broadcast that you could not get on. I will make sure that the other option is to no, you can't get on from the Boogie with the Bull YouTube channel. You can just watch it over there. So I apologize. We will work on it. We will rectify it. We will see. I've noticed sometimes that StreamYard links are recycled, which basically means that we just make a new broadcast on an old link. And that may have happened. That may have happened with this one. I don't know, but I apologize that it couldn't happen. But it will show people that are watching that unfortunately that crap happens in the world. So I will check with StreamYard at the end of the broadcast to try to find out if it was a bad link. Or if it was a bad link that people on Facebook couldn't use to get onto the broadcast. That's how I will word it. And if Facebook did anything to it or made it so that you can't join the broadcast, I apologize there. I'm going to ride out through November 5th and see what happens with me and Facebook as far as whether or not I'm going to still be on Facebook if Kamala Harris becomes president or Mark Zuckerberg decides to lock out anybody that doesn't agree with Facebook. We have plans to go to StreetLock, StreetLoc.com, StreetLock.com, and pay for StreetLock Live, which will allow us to live stream to StreetLock, and then people can take it from StreetLock and share it to Facebook if I'm not on Facebook, banned from Facebook or whatever. And I hope you will continue to do that. It's getting real, people. Or not, it's getting real. It's got real. Okay? It has gotten real. There are people that want to talk to you about time travel and people that they have met in time travel. And maybe they're bluffing, but I don't believe so. I don't believe that Jeffrey Epstein hung himself. I don't know if he was actually murdered. His brother, Mark Epstein, can't get any proof of what happened, can't look at any of the documentation, can't talk to any of the people involved. So that makes me wonder if somewhere Jeff Epstein is still alive. Maybe Elvis Presley is still alive. Maybe Prince is still alive. Maybe Michael Jackson is still alive. Maybe John F. Kennedy Jr. is still alive. He's rumored to become vice president of the United States one day, maybe even president. Maybe Ted Kennedy will come back and be president. Maybe a lot of Republicans whose names I can't think of right now will come back and be president. Maybe George Bush Sr. can come back and apologize for all of his sins that George Jr. isn't talking about, or Jeb isn't talking about. I don't know what to say anymore. I really don't. And people are watching the broadcast, so it's not like people aren't hearing. Tuesday's special report with Michael Anthony and Dave Glovin. As of going on live this morning at 10 o'clock, 52 shares, 344 views in less than 24 hours. Yesterday's Tuesday morning caffeine, which wasn't even scheduled, had 33 shares, had 158 live views. Now is up at 308 views. Monday morning's caffeine had 30 live shares with 379 total views, and it had 82 live views. So people are watching. I didn't do the live shares this morning. Or did I? I don't actually remember. Actually, there's one way to tell. No, I didn't do live shares. So I'm going to do a quick 30 live shares. The Zernigan Memorial Pre-Rehearsal. Mega News Nation, you've got it. Stand with Trump, you've got it. Red Patriots for America, you've got it. Patriot Force, you've got it. The Red MAGA Nation, you've got it. Silence is a Crime, you've got it. Donald Trump Group, you've got it. Freedom Fighter, you've got it. Conservative Freedom Defenders, the group that I admin under group owner Art Sessa, who is working very hard to get the group to 1,000 members or more before the election and after the election. You've got it. Boogie with a Bull, uncensored public group. You've got it. American Regulators, you've got it. Stand with Trump, you've got it. Deceit Compliancy, you've got it. United Patriotic News, you've got it. The World United as One Against Government Overreach, you've got it. Hunt for Florida Freedom, you've got it. Patriot News, Sniffing Dogs, you've got it. Trump 2024, you've got it. Have to scroll way down and find Donald Trump Assassination Investigation Group, you've got it. We talked about you. I still believe that there was a conspiracy to commit the attempted assassination attempt. And that's my comment on that today. And Trump Train, you've got it. And I think that's 20, so that's good for now. We'll go from there. Take it and share it in any group that you're in on Facebook. Take it and share it off of Facebook and share it on any social media network that you're on. Because evidently, if you take it and share it on Rumble and somebody watches it on Rumble, Facebook counts that as a view. So do it. And the number of views really aren't important to me other than it shows that people are watching. So that's why I bring up the number of views. We have a lot of work to do, because if 300 people watch and there's 6 billion members of Facebook, that means there are still 5,999,970 people on Facebook that didn't watch. So we're doing our best. Boogie with the Bull broadcasts are politics, and whatever comes out of my mouth or whatever comes out of our mouths, if I have a guest on camera, it should be whatever comes out of my mouth, guests on camera, and guests in the live chat, because you're always allowed to bring up something that you want us to discuss on a Boogie with the Bull broadcast. That's why I call some of them open discussions, because some days I don't have anything to bring up. And let me highlight this. Ronald says we should consider setting up a Patreon account and I can receive tips. I will look into it. We can set up the Boogie with the Bull page so that if you want me to be able to see and read your comment, you have to buy stars. And I think it costs $2. And you buy enough stars for $2, and supposedly a bell rings and I see your comment on the screen. In the lines of President Trump, I don't want your money. If you have a comment that you want to make on a Boogie with the Bull broadcast, get into a live chat and make it, or get on camera and make it. I never wanted to be paid to do these broadcasts. I don't want advertisers, because advertisers think that they control what goes on a broadcast because they're paying for advertising. That's why I have what I call sponsorship announcements, and to date, I haven't found anybody that wants to do one. Sponsorship announcement is we name your business, we tell people where it is, we give them your website. You, in turn for that, give us gear related to your business. Like I said yesterday, hats, t-shirts, mugs, coffee, whatever it is. If you're a coffee company and you want a sponsorship announcement, I probably will ask for a pound of ground coffee a month for me and a mug of yours that I can drink it out of on the broadcast and show people. Then, if you're willing to, give a pound of coffee away on every broadcast. Whoever wins it will contact you and tell you that they won. I'll give them a code number or something that they can give you when they contact you so that you can verify that they did in fact win. And then, like I said, You give them whatever gear it was, and you send it to them in lieu of paying, advertising fees. And I don't really want to have that. Sponsorship announcements are nice because they give stuff that I can give away to plug your business and our broadcasts. Good morning, Ichabod. Pleasure to have you here. You can try the link and see if it works for you. And if it does, you're welcome to come on. I apologize that Michael Anthony could not get on with us this morning. I apologize if the link doesn't work for anyone, but I will. It's the best. It's the best that I can do. Then I'll try to look into it with StreamYard and try to figure out why it didn't work. As I said, people, it's crunch time. It's not about to get real. It is real. It is real. You have to figure, and this is me speaking, my opinion, you have to figure that if the Democrats had 2016 to 2020 to get ready to steal or somehow win the 2020 election, they did it. You have to figure they spent 2020, even though they won, perfecting that and being ready to steal the 2024 election or win the 2024 election. I don't care what you call it. We have to watch the election. That's why Michael Anthony has said, I've said, other people have said, go to the polls and vote, pack a picnic lunch, and sit. Maybe you can't be within 100 feet, but sit there and watch. And if people come out and tell you they had problems, whip out your cellular phone and your cell phone camera, if that's what you got to do, and go online and say what you just heard. Go on Facebook and say what you just heard. If you're me, get a hold of me and tell me to go live with you and that person, if that person will go live. If for any reason the Democrats tell people counting polls, get out, leave, like they did at 3 a.m. in 2020, hell no. They pull out their guns, you pull out your guns, going to be a big-ass stand down. If they don't want to stay there and count ballots, they stay there, the ballots stay there. And the ballots get counted. With Michael Anthony yesterday, after I brought up that Elon Musk thinks there should be no electronic voting in the 2024 election in November, maybe he's right. Maybe the Federal Election Commission needs to change this. No more electronic voting because it's easily corrupted. But if you go back to paper ballots, it's just as easily corrupted too. So I don't know how we do it, because voting by paper can be just as corrupted as voting by electronic ballot. So the institution of voting needs to be looked at. I don't care who, Republican or Democrat, citizen of the United States of America says no photo ID from a state or government, meaning the government of the United States, but no photo ID is needed to vote. If you show up at the polls and you say, I'm Dave Glovin, this is my address, and they hand you my ballot without looking at the picture and realizing it isn't me, that's a crime. you're guilty, and you should be prosecuted to the full extent of election law. If you are not a citizen of the United States of America, whether you are just living here in the United States of America, you came in legally, you're just not a citizen, or you came in illegally and you're not a citizen, you should not be able to vote. Discussion about people in prison. Should they be allowed to vote? I think so. They're American citizens. They're paying their debt back to society. They should be able to vote. Should a felon be able to vote? Yeah. They went to jail. They did their time. They apologized. They paid whatever they had to pay for doing it. They're back on the, I hate to use it this way, straight and narrow. Yeah. Yeah. If you're an American citizen, you deserve the right to vote. Even if you're in prison for life. Evidently, you can go to prison. While you're in prison, you can study. You can become a lawyer. You can pass the bar in your state, but you're not practicing. Or you can pass the bar in your state and practice in prison. And maybe that's what we need. Honest inmate attorneys practicing the law in prison. But this, you could hop, skip, jump, swim out of Mexico's north border, walk into the United States, and be showered better than being a citizen with everything you're ever going to need, including the right to vote, is bull excrement. Okay? 100% bull excrement. I'm sorry if my tone on broadcast sounds like an old college professor lecturing at you. But, it's a rant. And it's a rant that every American needs to hear on Facebook and on YouTube and any place else the broadcast can be shared from Facebook or YouTube. If Facebook slaps you with a violation for something that you know is just community standard censorship and you have a chance to appeal it, appeal it. If you don't, screenshot it, put it in the Facebook news feed, and tell Meta and Facebook why they are wrong. I do. I do it in my groups. Any group that I'm an admin in, I do it. In community group status. I do it in my groups in group status. I've even filed opinions on behalf of admins and members in my group. Because they're operating illegally. They know it. The confession posted on Facebook, or he did on Facebook, bull excrement. I personally believe the only reason there was a confession and is talking to Jim Jordan, chair of the House Judiciary Committee, is to cover his ass. Because now Mark Zuckerberg is up against the federal government, the Biden administration, to prove that he did what the federal government told him to do and that he had to do it. I don't know why he thinks he had to do it. Okay? And just because he says he's not donating to either political party, major political parties, candidacy for president, doesn't mean he stopped all the other crap that he's doing. The Lord's Prayer. I've been on Facebook for almost 16 years. They've gotten upset anytime someone has published the Lord's Prayer anywhere on Facebook, in a private group, in a public group, on their profile, as a newsfeed post. I'm going to print out the text. I'm going to have it on my desk. I'm going to read it in every broadcast. Because if you look at the Lord's Prayer and you look at the words of the Lord's Prayer, it's a prayer to the Lord. I don't care if your Lord is not the God of the Jews or Jesus Christ's Father or anything else. Somewhere in your prayer, somewhere in your religion is basically the same prayer. I did a prayer in my bar mitzvah, the Shehekianu. It was written by a Jewish slave because he said it to God every day while he was in the field several times because he couldn't stop and pray every day. Couldn't thank God for everything. And he thanked God for everything, including the slave handlers out in the fields that beat him. He thanked the master that he had for giving him a roof over his head and feeding him. He apologized to God because he couldn't pray each day. I don't care what you are. Muslim, Christian, any branch of Christianity, Jewish, any branch of Judaism. You have a right to post the Lord's Prayer on social media. It doesn't violate your free speech given to you by the Constitution. It certainly doesn't violate the community standards of any social media network. It might violate the rules of a publisher, but not a public forum. Because if you're a publisher, you can control everything that is posted and done on your website. And if you don't want it on there, you can remove it. That's within your right because you published the website. On a public forum, you can't. Mark Zuckerberg knows this. Everybody on Facebook knows this. I have posted it so many times that, just stop listening to me when I say it. They did wrong. Everyone at Facebook did wrong because Mark Zuckerberg told them to do wrong. Because Mark Zuckerberg told them, the Biden administration, the Department of Homeland Security, everybody told him to do wrong. So he did it. Then get Jack Dorsey on the stand, the founder of Twitter, to publicly admit, as he has apparently said several times, Mark Zuckerberg told him what to do with Twitter. And he did it. I don't want to hear any more social media networks break the law. Prosecute them, shut them down if that's what you want. Telegram. He's in trouble. He's got arrested in France. He's out on €5 million, whatever that is in American dollars, I don't know. But he's out on bail because Telegram had chat groups with criminal activity going on Telegram. And that's not allowed. And he knew that it was going on. He didn't do anything to stop it. Mark Zuckerberg tells you probably the same thing. You can't use Messenger that way. You can't use Messenger that way. Then they enable end-to-end encryption on Facebook Messenger so that they cannot read that chat. They cannot access that chat. I don't believe that. Because if I owned Meta and I had a messaging network going and the programmers and developers said to me, we made Messenger so secure that we can't read their messages, monitor their chats, then you'll never know what's going on there. I would have immediately fired those people and brought people in to change it. I told someone on Messenger yesterday, a new friend came up encrypted, that I don't do encrypted chats. So I'm going to make that clear on the broadcast. If you send me a message on Facebook Messenger and it opens up in an encrypted message, I'm just going to delete it. Figure out another way to get a hold of me, or turn the encryption off, which you can do, and talk to me that way. I don't hide anything from Facebook. I don't hide anything from Meta. If I do something wrong or they accuse me of doing something wrong, I stand up to it. And if I know something's wrong to do on a messaging system, I don't do it. If I know something's wrong on Facebook, I do it, because 99% of the time, it's actually something that Facebook said is wrong that isn't wrong. I'm going to stay here. I'm going to be abused by them with my groups that I'm an admin in, my broadcasts, and I'm going to tell you exactly how I see it when they do something to me. Their biggest thing right now is slap me with an hour. And it says you can't do things you like to do on Facebook. They need to change that so that when you get slapped with an hour restriction, not you can't do things you don't like. I mean, you can't do things you like to do on Facebook. In that 1 hour restriction post, it needs to tell me exactly what I can't. It needs to tell me exactly what I did, why I can't do it, and everything on Facebook that I can't do for that 1 hour. That's how it needs to be. It also needs to get sent to my support inbox so I can read it and understand it. I'm sure they keep slapping me with 1 hour restrictions. They just think the more of them they slap me with, the faster I'm going to leave. I'm not leaving. I'm very clear, very open that yes, the base for Boogie with the Bull broadcasts will move from Facebook to StreetLock in the near future. We will still be live on Facebook as long as we are able to be live on Facebook. As long as we can StreamYard link to Facebook, we'll be live on Facebook. We'll be live on the Boogie with the Bull YouTube channel. One day we'll be live on Rumble. We'll be everywhere we can. Primarily on social media networks that you don't have to pay something in order to watch the broadcast or comment on the broadcast. I'm not here to get your money. I'm here to give you a place, a forum where you can come and share your views, either in writing, in the live chat, or join me on camera, because that's the right thing to do. America works when Americans work together. And that's what this ministry is all about. You get a sermon from me. Sometimes you get other guests to come on and speak their view. Come in live chat, speak your view. But right now, I only have 3 places I can be live, 3 destinations. And we're using Facebook, we're using YouTube, And I haven't found one to make the third. It will probably be Rumble. Or it'll be Street Lock, because I will have moved Boogie with the Bull broadcasts to originating on Street Lock. We tried Wimkin. Unfortunately, the link from YouTube only posts as the link from YouTube, so it doesn't show a picture of the broadcast. So people don't know. They just see a link and no one was watching it. I'll put the link back. I'll put the podcast up over there from the YouTube channel every day. And if people start watching it, then I'll think about linking to Wimkin, even if I have to pay to link there. But what will help me the best is every person watching like the broadcast or dislike the broadcast. Tell me why you didn't like the broadcast or why you love the broadcast in the live chat, and then take it and share it to as many groups on Facebook as you can. And I usually say conservative patriot groups, but share it to as many political groups on Facebook as you can. If a moderator, admin, or group owner asks you to stop posting it in their group, please stop. Let me know what group you were posting it in and that they asked you to stop. I will contact the admins and I'll try to figure out if there's a reason why you don't want us in your group anymore. And if I can't work it out with you, then we won't be in your group anymore. We try to send to somewhere between 20 and 50 groups every live broadcast, usually groups that we've sent it to every day. Sometimes I pick out a new one. Groups that I'm in that have the word Trump or MAGA in it, I try to send the broadcast to them. MAGA One Radio is one of them. MAGA News Nation is my group now because Vita Marie Hoffman, who was the group owner, let me know shortly after she became the group owner that she was probably going to step down and pass it to me after the election. But we had a conversation recently where I asked her to consider allowing me to take the group private because I think we'll grow faster as a private MAGA group than we will as a public MAGA group. But that's the story on the update on there. Art Sessa is an admin in there. I think Terry Stark is an admin in there. Roland Hatton may be an admin in there. If you're the admin of a MAGA group, join the group. I'll probably make you an admin. If you don't want to be an admin, I'll make you a moderator. If you don't want to be an admin or moderator, earn the group contributor badges. And share your group in our group. Jane O'Malley says I'm awesome. My head was inflating, so I didn't want you to see my head inflating as I was reading that. Jane O'Malley is awesome. Jane O'Malley watches Boogie with the Bull broadcast, the 10 a.m. broadcast, if she can, live. If she can't, she catches the podcast. And to the best of my knowledge, Jane is one of our top sharers. And if you're not, Jane, I guess I just embarrassed you, and maybe you will become one of our top sharers. Ichabod Palmer, we've had him on before. Love to have him on. Love hearing about the preparation he's doing for whatever is going to come after the November election. as well as what Americans should be doing every day anyway, just in case anything happens here in the United States or America, or someone invades the United States of America. Ichabod Palmer has a business. He goes and delivers tombstones or headstones and repairs headstones. And I've asked that maybe sometime when he's out doing that, if he wanted to come live, we could go live and share him doing that. He was working in a butchery, and we talked that a lot. Food prep, very important things that you need to know, and things that we should be discussing on every Boogie with the Bull broadcast. It's an hour and 6 minutes into Wednesday morning caffeine for September 4th, 2024. We here in this house are remembering, and this is from me, one of the greatest human beings I have ever had the pleasure to meet. Donna, Richard, and Becky's father, Donald Rogers. We all called him Pop. Carolyn Rogers. I call her Grammy because I think it's disrespectful for me to call my mother-in-law by her first name, even though she says I can. I can't do it. Carolyn Rogers is a saint. She raised Donna, Richard, and Becky. Has always supported them. Always supported the 5 sons. And you've heard me talk about grandsons. You've heard me talk about this. Donna's sister, Becky, was the last female born to our leg of the Rogers family in, it's not polite to say a woman's age, in over 50 years. God blessed Joe and Jackie, literally our youngest son and grandson, with a second child, a girl. We got to go to Texas recently and visit Joe and Jackie, our grandson Thomas, who is getting close to 3 years old. I can only imagine, because Pup is not here with us, how proud he is of sons who have sons and sons who have sons and daughters, and proud of every single one of them. Always had a kind word for everybody. A man who, unless you pushed him, could sit down and have a conversation with you as loud as I am with you now. What I call ripping you a new one. And you knew that you had been ripped a new one in no uncertain terms. You weren't yelled at. Sometimes you were yelled at because you deserved to be yelled at. But just a great man. Just a great man. Just a great man. That's all I can say. And maybe if Donald hadn't passed away on September 4th, 2001, maybe 9/11 wouldn't have happened. You know? I don't know. Jane says, Ichabod does necessary things that most of us take for granted. Thank you very much. Yes, he does. He does. And all of the people who are prepping do things that we all take for granted. Because when it happens, when the bull excrement hits the thin oscillating blades above our heads and rains bull excrement all over the United States of America, a lot of us are going to find out we were not prepared for it. We're not prepared to deal with it. Make sure you're prepared. Make sure you're prepared. But you should be prepared for things that could happen every day. You know, in some states, tropical and hurricanes go through. You'll be without electricity for days, weeks, months. Prepare for that. You'll be without the internet for days, weeks, months. Cellular phone, days, weeks, months. If you have to, break out a pad of paper and an envelope and write everybody and put a stamp on it and send it to them. Can't guarantee they'll get it. Maybe it'll be a story on Boogie with the Bull. Jane O'Malley wrote a letter to her mother or father, if they're still with us, in 2024. And it finally got delivered to her when she was 127 years old. Whatever year that will be. And I only joke about the 127 because evidently now somebody claims they have unlocked our DNA so that we can live to 120. And I've been joking about that for as long as I've been doing Boogie with the Bull broadcasts. I'm having so much fun here that I don't want to go. And supposedly the lifespan of human DNA was 120 years. Already, I guess. They're meant to last 120 years. So I'd be a little concerned if it was 120 and they added 120 years to it. Now it's 240, because I don't think I still want to be here in 240 years. And actually, when I pass away and I'm up in heaven or down in hell or living in both locations, I want to be able to time travel and come back from time to time and just be able to see what our family grew up to do, what the rest of us grew up to do, whether we got the United States of America back on track. Maybe sit with whoever does the equivalent to Boogie with the Bull. "58 years from now, when I'm 120. If I can still do it every morning, I'll do it. Don't know if I'll be allowed to do it because I'll probably be in some assisted living center with dementia and Parkinson's. But, I enjoy doing what I do. It's a lot more fun when there are people in the live chat commenting. And it's a lot more fun when there are other people on the broadcast with me. I was going to use my Chromebook because if I'm the only one on the broadcast, my Chromebook doesn't usually act up. It's when I have more than me on the broadcast, my Chromebook acts up. And I have permission to use Donna's, and she reminded me of that this morning. And I could have done it. I did. That's the Chromebook that we're on. If you hear me bitch about trying to raise the money to buy a new Chromebook for the broadcasts, if anybody donates, you'll get sponsorship announcements thanking you for your generous donation. Again, I don't ask for money to do these broadcasts. I don't want to be paid. That's why I call it the No Budget Broadcasting Company. I don't want to be paid to do what I do. These are my views. These are how I feel. These are how other people feel in the live chat. These are how other people feel if they're on the broadcast. These are our views, and you deserve the right to get them free of charge, and then decide whether or not you want to listen to it. So if you're listening out there, if you haven't started prepping the essentials, food, water, gasoline, may not be able to drive anyway, but gasoline, pedal-powered transportation, a bike if you need it, motorcycle, whatever, some means to get around. Think about it. Have a plan for it. I hate wills. I have to have one. Otherwise, it could be probate with anyone in your family filing probate against the estate. Fortunately, I don't have anything to give to anybody or anything that they want. Well, I do have a couple of things. I have a pair of cufflinks with a G on it that were my father's. I have a pocket watch from the Waltham Watch Company that my grandfather gave to my father, and my father gave to me after he passed away. Thanks, Dad. I would rather have you here, though, but I appreciate it. So, I mean, there's a couple of small trinkets that could go to members of my family. If anything, my biggest request would be that the $25 a month keeps getting paid to StreamYard by my estate, and somebody who is worthy of the people watching takes over and continues doing it. But Jade asked, does that mean the retirement age will go up? Probably. If the Democrats still own Congress and are the White House, yeah, it probably will. I don't know how high it will go up because I'm 62, and long ago it was 65 that I could retire. I could go on Social Security at 65. Then for other people, it got kicked to 67. Then there's all these different formulas that Social Security has worked out that if you wait until 70, you get more of your money. If you wait until 80, you get more. If you wait until you're dead, your survivor, if you're on Social Security, might get more spousal support from you. If you're on SSDI like I am, and they keep me on SSDI like I am for life, you won't, because my SSDI dies with me. And SSDI, from what I understand, is 70 to 80% of what I would get if I was on straight Social Security. And they make that decision at 65. But I would assume that the Social Security Administration will fudge the paperwork in 3 years to claim that I will get more on SSDI. And the only reason I would think that they would do that is that because of my mental illness, bipolar and dementia, I'm unemployable. Because technically, I guess that means you can't hire me and pay me to do a job because I'm unemployable, because I'm on SSDI. That's actually bullcrap garbage, and I can talk about it later if anyone ever has a job that they want to hire me to do. But I don't really care on that. Does anyone else have anything they want to see us bring up and discuss this morning? Because we're coming up on 11:30. That's an hour and a half. And Donna is not working today and probably wants to come in and watch TV and crochet. She's in the living room watching a 50-inch TV set and crocheting. Speaking of Donna crocheting, go to the Family Treasures Facebook page. The profile picture is kind of a checkered tan and white chicken. Go to that Facebook page and look around at all of the beautiful handmade crocheted items that are on there. If you don't see something that you want, or you don't see something in the colors that you want, yes, custom orders can be made. Leave Donna a message or go to Facebook Messenger and message Donna, or message me, and I'll make sure Donna gets it and she gets in contact with you on Messenger. And if you see prices for items on the page, it doesn't include shipping unless it says it includes shipping. You have to pay shipping. But prices are fair, prices are lowest on some of the stuff that a lot of crocheters make and sell. But go take a look at that. Also, I believe on Facebook there's a page called Willow's Craft Corner. Willow's Craft Corner. That's Angela, our daughter-in-law. Go there and look around and see what she has. Because they're partners in the crochet business. They crochet together, meaning they make stuff for the shows and they do the shows together. And some shows, I'm there. I may from time to time start going live from some of the shows there to show you what's on the table and what's at the show that they're at. That hopefully gets you to come out. We have moved. We're now in Jacksonville, the home of the Jacksonville Jaguars. And proud to be here. I miss being able to use the name Fleming Island as where we are, because that sounds cool. You know, people say, where do you live in Florida? Oh, we live in Fleming Island. Oh, that sounds like a cool place to move and retire. But anyway, the doorbell rang, the dog started barking. 7 minutes to go. I appreciate everyone who watched. As we normally do, we will roll up the screen. Mark Anderson, good morning, brother. Have a blessed day. God bless. Thank you, Mark. Thank you for coming in. I tell people that we go live on Monday and Wednesday at 10 a.m. Eastern. If you tune in after the broadcast started, about 15 minutes after, when it posts as a podcast, you can go in and watch what you missed or share it, which we hope you will do. There are price gouging groceries are so high and high. They are. But you know what? There is a grocery store up the road from us here in Jacksonville, Harvey's. And you get a membership card. And it doesn't matter what you are in there buying, anytime you're in there, something is on sale or there's a deal, buy BOGO deal. We went in the other day. I forget what we bought. We went in the other day. We bought Nutty Buddy bars because Donna likes those, and oatmeal cream pies because I like those. And then we bought a bunch of other stuff, I think. And we saved $8 on stuff that we bought. And every day, the last time we were in there, I forget what we bought. I think we saved $4. So if you live in Florida and you're near a Harvey's supermarket, get a rewards card and shop there. Shop often. And you're saving money. And I'm not asking Harvey's to sponsor. I'm just telling you that's where you should go. Unfortunately, where we are in Jacksonville, the BJ's here in Jacksonville at River City Plaza doesn't have a gas station. So if you're watching me and you're in Fleming Island, Middleburg, Orange Park, get a BJ's membership card and buy gas at BJ's in Orange Park, because I believe it was $2.94 a gallon, a penny less than it was 3 years ago when we moved to Florida. And it might probably stay there through the election. And I don't know who made the decision to lower the price, but they did. And eventually, hopefully, the other gas stations around will drop down to it. I don't know. Most of them were around $3.45 a gallon, dropped to $3.09 a gallon, and we're there when BJ's dropped to $2.94. We can discuss gas price gouging because there is actually no reason for it. It costs pennies to make it. Profit should be pennies or double pennies. I don't know. But it shouldn't be anywhere near what we're paying, especially when it comes down to hardworking or fixed income retired Americans deciding, do I buy my prescriptions? Do I feed myself, my family, our animals? Or do I not do something because I have to put gas in the car, because I have doctor's appointments, or someone has to get to work, or whatever? It's sick. It really is. It really is. And it's sad. And it's sad if the price of gas and groceries are starting to come down now, just because the Democrats will try to use that as a reason to elect Kamala Harris. Because as soon as she gets elected and socialism hits the United States of America, even maybe communism hits the United States of America, the prices are going to go up. Again, there is no reason why every oil pump sitting in the United States isn't pumping oil 24 hours a day, harvesting oil 24 hours a day. And if it was, the gas companies would have so much gas, they couldn't sell it as fast as they had it. So the price would probably have to go down and stay down. And that's what it should do. The Keystone XL pipeline should be finished, completed, turned on, because we made a deal with Canada. Send oil shale from fracking down to Texas, where it was going to be made into gas. $3.09 a gallon is the cheapest place I've seen in North Carolina. Me and my wife are on a fixed income. A lot of us are, Mark. $3.09 wasn't bad here in Florida when the prices were sitting at $3.09. But when it went up to $3.49, that was a little rough. Most of the gas stations that went to $3.49 had those deals where if you link it to your debit card or a credit card, you save 10 cents a gallon. That brought it down to $3.39. But you know what? American businesses price gouge their customers because they can. And I don't mean because the government doesn't say, no, you can't. They do because they can. And what usually works in America, or has worked before the last 8 years, maybe, is that if one oil company was charging too high at their stations, then another in that same area would charge less, and they'd get all the customers. And the funniest thing I ever saw was a guy who owns 4 different branded gas stations on one intersection. I believe it's in Florida. I won't tell you where because I'm not 100% right. But there are 4 different branded gas stations, one on each corner, and I believe he owns all 4. And occasionally, the way he sets his price is one of them will stay where it is, and the other 3 will drop their prices. And then maybe he'll drop the price at a third one, and the 4th one will drop maybe even lower. And it's stupid. It's stupid. I'm not saying the price should be the same everywhere, but there's one station, the BP gas station, British Petroleum gas station on 220 next to the Silos shopping area. The manager told me once they want to be the most expensive gas station. I don't know why. They've got a mini market in there, but they want to be the most expensive gas station in the area. Why? Why? Take a page out of the gas stations, close down the garage with the lifts, got rid of the mechanics, and built a mini market there because somebody would come out, put the nozzle in their car, lock it, run inside, run inside, go to the bathroom, buy a cup of coffee, buy a newspaper, buy something to eat, take it back to their car, and leave. Because from what I understand, station owners tell me they make like 5 or 6 cents, maybe 10 cents on a gallon of gas. So they're not making money selling gas. They were making money off mechanics doing repairs. Now they're making money stocking things that their local customers, gas customers, want. And they're making money off of that. They're still selling gas. They're still making some money off of gas because the attraction is coming in by gas. I don't know. It's the ramblings of a madman. Politics and whatever comes out of my mouth or our mouths. If there's people in the live chat like there are this morning, or there are people that wanted to link to the broadcast, again, I will look into why the link on your screen didn't work for Michael Anthony. I don't know if anybody else tried it to see if it worked for them. Please let me know every morning or every afternoon or evening, whenever you see me on, if the link doesn't work. And if it doesn't work, I will talk to StreamYard and try to find out why it doesn't work. If it does work, follow the instructions, get set up, give StreamYard permission to use your camera and your mic. Come into the green room. I'll bring you onto the broadcast. Come and be a part of the broadcast. If you act stupid, say stupid, try to do something stupid, I'm going to boot you off. But come in, have a good time, talk with me, anybody else on the broadcast, anybody else watching the broadcast. If you enjoy it, come on a Monday. If you enjoy it, come on a Wednesday. If you really enjoy it, come on Tuesday and Thursday. If you really enjoy it. Or if Tuesday and Thursday at 7 p.m. is easier for you than Monday and Wednesday at 10 a.m., come be a part of the fun. And if you get to the point where you should break off and do your own broadcast, but you're still welcome on this one anytime you want to be on. Okay? Coffee and Conversation, as Chris Webber, I think, used to call it. I think it was Patriot Cowboy, Mr. Wonderful. I can't remember exactly. But if anyone ever sees Chris around on Facebook or anywhere on social media that he may be on these days, tell him he's more than welcome to come on any Monday, Wednesday, 10 a.m. Eastern, or any Tuesday, Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern, or even if he wants to do a special report broadcast like we did with Michael Anthony yesterday. He's more than welcome to come on. I enjoy doing them. I enjoy having people on. I enjoy having people watch. Makes it a lot more fun. But Mark Anthony, thank you for watching. Jane O'Malley, thank you for watching. Ichabod Palmer, thank you for watching. Ronald Farrell, you're welcome to come on. Ronald, you're welcome to list in the comments everywhere you can be watched and or listened to. But you're more than welcome to come on to the broadcast anytime you want. Ichabod Palmer, you're welcome. Jane O'Malley, hey, you want to come on one day or one night, you're more than welcome to come on. Michael Anthony, we couldn't get on tonight. We can get on today. And I look over here just to make sure that I didn't miss a comment on the live producer screen. But I keep losing the comments on this monitor. But 21 shares. Let me see. Lately, what happened yesterday and today is that Facebook wouldn't give me a live count number of people that were watching live. They were making me wait until the broadcast ended. 78 people are watching live. Yesterday morning, it was 82. Then yesterday morning's broadcast, Tuesday, wasn't even planned. So if you like the broadcast, please indicate by tapping the like that you liked it. And if you didn't like it, put the scowl up there so I know you didn't like it, and then contact me and let me know what you didn't like about it, how we could make it better. 23 groups got it this morning. 78 people watched it live. The number usually goes up a little bit when it hits as a podcast. You watch it live on my Facebook page. If you share it someplace else, you can go watch it there, or you can come back to my Facebook page and see how many people watched. Or I'll tell you the next time someone watched. Today is Wednesday, so we're done with Boogie with the Bull broadcast for the day, unless we decide to do something later in the day. You'll get warned as early as we can, and we can do it. And you're welcome to be a part of it. Tomorrow night is Thursday. I don't know if there will be a Boogie with the Bull Thursday morning cafe. My wife isn't working. Usually I will do the morning cafes on Monday and Wednesday, either whether my wife is working or not. On other mornings, Wednesday, Thursday, if my wife was working, then I will come on maybe and do them. On Fridays, we do Red Friday Morning Caffeine with Bill Buckler. the author of the 2020 books, 2020 A Clear Vision for Our Future, and 2020 A Clear Vision for America. Actually, I mixed them up. 2020 A Clear Vision for America, 2020 A Clear Vision for Our Future, and the novel Six Soft Targets, which is Bill's blueprint of what he thinks the blueprint, based on his knowledge and his research, was for 9/11. The 2020 books are a $25 donation, which includes the printed copy of the book, the shipping it to you, and a nice note, as I said, to you or the person you're giving the books to. Six Soft Targets, the novel, is a $20 donation, which includes shipping. And I think you should buy all three books. In the future, Bill has agreed, once we finish talking about Six Soft Targets, that we will go back to the 2020 books, and each Friday, Bill will pick a chapter for all of us who have it, or all of us that will buy it, but for all of us who have it, that we have to read for the next Friday broadcast. They may or may not be in order, because Bill says the secret to the 2020 books is open them up to the table of contents, mark all the chapters that you want to read right away, and read them. And then go back, once you have finished reading those, go back and read the ones that you didn't circle. So we may not go through chapters in order. We may go through them as however Bill wants to go through it. I think those books are just as relative as they are today when he wrote them in 2015 and I believe 2018. And I have him verify that every broadcast that he's on. Go to the Bill Muckler Facebook profile and message him, and he will give you all of the information that you need to buy the books. And I personally think that it will be the best $45 you have spent to learn in a very long time. So on that note, an hour and 42 minutes. We've hit an hour and 45 minutes. I think it was a very good broadcast today. I think I covered things that needed to be said. There was probably a lot of rinse, wash, repeat, regurgitation. But sometimes the best way to get people to start thinking is to constantly tell them, you need to start thinking. So as I said, for Thursday night, if you're interested in being on the live broadcast Thursday night at 7 p.m., you have to let me know by 6 p.m. because only 7 other people can join me on the broadcast. And if there's more, I always say, if there's more than 7 people that want to, we may have to just shuffle the 7 to let other people on. I've never had that problem. Usually we get 2 or 3, maybe 4. But you're more than welcome to join us on Tuesday Night Live or Thursday Night Live. Open discussions. I'll come prepared like I did today with some news stories to go over and some other personal commentary. And then please watch Friday mornings at 10 a.m. Eastern when Bill Muckler and I talk about Red Friday, and then Bill's commentary, and I ask questions, and people in the live chats ask questions, and everybody has a good time. And then the weekend starts. So if you enjoyed watching Boogie with the Bull broadcast, please like the broadcast, please share the broadcast, share it on Facebook. If you watch it on Facebook and you want to take it from Facebook and post the link on any other social media network, please do. It gets counted as a view on Facebook, which helps get us treated better on Facebook. You go to the Boogie with the Bull YouTube channel and subscribe, and when we're live there, you'll get notified that we're live there, as well as that another broadcast is there, and you can go watch it, and you can take it and share it as well. I want to apologize. Part of the Parkinson's is that I'll grab my beard, which is not there anymore because I just had to get rid of it, or I'll scratch my nose, or I'll scratch my ear, or something like that. It's not in any way to gross you out. It's just I have to keep moving or keep my hands moving. A lot of times I have fidget spinners on my desk, or I have a broken pen so you can't hear it click, or I'll grab my phone, which is monitoring the live chat or something. And I apologize, but I am how I am. Opinionated, like the meme says, Dave knows everything, and if he doesn't, he makes stuff up. Well, I make up stuff. The stuff I make up is my commentary. So, thank you for watching. Take a shot of your favorite morning caffeine in your favorite morning caffeine vessel. And enjoy. Boogie with the Bull, 20-ounce white ceramic logo mug. The logo's on both sides, because if you're a leftist socialist wingnut, you can hold it and show all your friends that you watch Boogie with the Bull uncensored broadcasts. If you're a Republican, you can hold it in your right hand and show everybody that you watch Boogie with the Bull broadcasts and you enjoy them and you share them. Jen Woodruff put the words on the mug. Randy Griesenbeck designed the logo. The red is on the left. Excuse me, the blue is on the left. The red is on the right. And that's our logo. I don't make any money off the sale of the mugs. If you want one, talk to Jen Woodruff. It is $20 for the mug because we deal with a vendor that makes them one at a time. And that's because it's $10 for the mug with the two logos on it, and it's $10 to ship it to you. Again, I don't make any money off the mug. If you want one, please buy one. And the 40-ounce thermal mug is still in the works. I have to get the logo to the lady, and then they will be $35. I don't know if that includes shipping or not. And if you want one, buy one. Either one, the thermal mug or the ceramic mug. In the near future, probably once a week, I will give away a ceramic mug or a thermal mug to get them out there. T-shirts, yep. I have T-shirt ideas, but I have to find a T-shirt vendor that I can afford to work with. There will be another mug coming out. The No Bullshit mug is a black 20-ounce ceramic mug that has the red slash over a white bull doing its business. That mug will be coming out shortly as soon as I can find someone to cut the vinyl for a reasonable price and get the vinyl to me, and then I'll put it together and I will ship it out. I don't have a price on that yet. The black mug, the No Bullshit mug, that mug may include me making some money. Just because, as I said on broadcast this week, I have to buy a new Chromebook. I have to make the money to buy the new Chromebook. I don't want to ask people to donate. If you want to donate, I won't say no, but talk to me on Messenger about that if you want to do that. But the sale of the black No Bullshit mug and any No Bullshit thermal mug that might come may be used to support the fund to buy a new Chromebook. StreamYard has been blessed with a benefactor who will pay the $25 a month forever, and that's me. And I will do that forever. In the very near future, we may want to move up to the next package at StreamYard. I think it's $50 a month. And the only reason I want to do that is I think the 8 cameras go to 10 cameras total. And I think we get 10 destinations. We get unlimited destinations, but I think it ups to 10 destinations, and that will help because there are obviously more social media networks that we should be on and be on live at the same time. So anyway, thank you for watching. Let me do one final check. 78, well, it says 78. Let me check one more time. You have to clear that and come back in. 86 people are watching today's Boogie with the Bull. So that means some may not have caught the beginning. So I'm going to go off so that they can do it. I thank you for watching. I'm going to go check my groups. Michael Anthony says done. So that means that Michael Anthony shared them. So that means that Michael Anthony shared them in at least, I shared it to 20 groups. So that means Michael shared it to 5 groups at least. And the 78 that we're watching, that went up to 86. So that's 8 more people watching, courtesy of my good friend Michael Anthony and those people that are watching. And again, I apologize to Michael that he could not get on the broadcast. I ask Michael every time I'm going to do a broadcast. I know he's busy. I know he constantly has other shows, but I ask him if he can come on. Sometimes I get yelled at for asking him if he can come on because he is so busy. I appreciate, even if it's 5 minutes when he comes on. I really do. And I hope, as I discussed earlier in the beginning of the broadcast or somewhere in the broadcast where I said, I really want to do a broadcast on, are they dead or did they time travel here? Do they still time travel here? Excuse my English. Where the fuck are they? And I might even call the broadcast, where the fuck are you? Based on listening to Eric and Michael talk yesterday about Eric's experience with people time traveling. And Mark Epstein's words all the time about he believes his brother was murdered. I believe a murder was staged. And Jeff Epstein is somewhere where he's protected because he may be doing for the government what he was doing for himself. Or maybe he's helping break it down. I always will say, I don't think I can put that broadcast together. I can put it together. I'd like other people to be involved. So if you watch Boogie with the Bull broadcasts and you want to be a part of the broadcast, want to write portions of the broadcast, or come on camera, even if you put a black box over your face and present what you find, or be on camera with me and present what I find. I don't have an air date for it, because if Michael wants to be on it, we have to have it ready, and then Michael can plug us into his schedule, or anyone else can plug us in to their schedule. Boogie with the Bull broadcasts need to be more than just me coming on for 2 hours and spouting my view and having a live chat conversation or have other people on. Because everybody on Facebook does exactly this. We have to mature the broadcast a little bit, cover more than we do, cover more stuff that other broadcasters on Facebook won't cover, or wrap it up as arm candy and give it to you. I was in a discussion with someone this morning. Why don't you have all the monitors that others have and bring in video of this and music from that? It's not worth the copyright violation. And I have enough experience with copyright owners that usually I can defuse a copyright violation and it just goes away. But I don't do it. I don't import that stuff because it's not worth the hassle. I subscribe to a simple KISS. Keep it simple, stupid. A camera, a mic. Maybe we'll grow the studio to be able to have imported video and imported audio one day. But it's not important. What comes out of here, I'm pointing to the live chat. I'm pointing down now to anybody else that would be on the broadcast with me. What we say, what you say, what I read that you said, this is what it is all about. And I don't care if it goes 2 hours a day. I don't care if it goes 2 hours a day is about the max that it should go on a day that my wife is home because we live in a bedroom studio. But if Donna's not here and I'm doing a broadcast and we go 4 hours because that's how long it went, that's how good it was going, I don't care. But it's what's coming out of here that makes Boogie with the Bull, Morning Caffeine, Red Friday Morning Caffeine, Tuesday Night Live, Thursday Night Live, anything else we do different than anybody else because we're doing it. If you don't like how we do it, as I said, contact me and tell me how to do it better or come on and do it better so I can learn. Okay? You gotta open your eyes and see what is going on. Take that knowledge that you have and then go into the polls on November 5th and mark your ballot for the person you think is best. And if you think the Democrats and Kamala Harris and Tim Walz are the best, go vote. If you know Donald Trump and J.D. Vance or maybe whoever might get changed because there seems to be some kind of controversy going around that J.D. Vance may be pushed out. Whoever. If you think Jonathan Thomas from the American Political Party is the best person to vote for. Robert F. Kennedy, if you can still vote for him. Don't get me started on Robert F. Kennedy because I think he played both sides against the middle. He didn't get anything from the Harris administration, so he went to Trump. He got something from President Trump for his endorsement. When I saw him talking about this, he suspended his campaign, which means that he's still a candidate. And he talked about giving his endorsement. He said, my name is still going to be on the ballot, or where my name is on the ballot, please vote for me. You don't do that if you gave your endorsement to somebody else. And in America, you got to stop asking for something for your vote. And I'm guilty of it too, because I've said on broadcasts before and in conversations before, if I sat with President Trump and we had a conversation, at the end of the conversation, I would ask, would you consider me as your FCC chairman? So yeah, I'm kind of looking for something. But I think President Trump is the best person running to be our president. For the same reason I voted for him in 2016. We need someone who can balance our budgets, our budget sheet. Hopefully it will bring down inflation. It'll lower prices. It'll lower taxes. Get our fiscal house in order. Then let Congress police themselves and do what they're supposed to be doing. When he or she asks for money for something, the Speaker of the House, Senate Majority Leader can look at them and say, yeah, we agree. Here's the money. Or hell no, we don't agree, whatever. I could keep going on for a long time. I don't want to go more than 2 hours, like I said, because Donna is here and she deserves the right to be here in our bedroom, going from a 50-inch TV to a 32-inch TV, but crocheting. And Delilah's not feeling well today, also, my executive producer, Delilah. I can't turn this so that you can see her, but she's not feeling good today. But she's in the control room watching. And Lola, the assistant executive producer, our cat, is watching. So live well, prosper, be happy, because there's no reason to be sad about anything. And in most times when you're sad, you can find something happy about it. Donald Pup Rogers has not been with us for 23 years. I still miss him. I hope he's sitting next to my father, who has been gone for 4 years. And my father brought the coffee, and maybe Don brought the donuts or something equal. And they sit down and they watch the broadcast together and they go, did your son just say that? And I can see my father kind of ring back and going, yes, my son, your son-in-law, did in fact say that. Actually, I've had a lot of fun today. I really have had a lot of fun. Even being by myself, I've had a lot of fun. But I am going to end it because 2 hours is long enough. And I'm hungry, and I got to feed the dog and cat because I should have fed them before we went live. Delilah's probably not going to eat because she's not feeling well. And I don't know what Lola will do. But thank you, Michael Anthony, for everything you did for the broadcast. I'm sorry you could not get on. I will correct it as soon as possible and bring you on with us whenever there is time for both of us to get together. Mark Anderson, thank you for your comments. Jane O'Malley, thank you for watching and commenting and sharing. I hope, Mark Anderson, that maybe you'll share on Facebook and take the link and go off of Facebook wherever you are and share it, or go to the Boogie with the Bull YouTube channel, subscribe, and take it from there and share it. Ronald Farrell Jr., if you're still in the live chat, go into the live chat every time you're on and post everywhere, mention everywhere else you are like you did yesterday. And if anybody watching does a broadcast or a podcast anywhere on social media, make sure you put in the live chat when it's going to be on, where it's going to be on, the days and times it's going to be on. I don't care. I really don't care. If you're an admin of a group on Facebook, a moderator of a group on Facebook, a group owner of a group on Facebook, whether I agree with that group or not, I don't care. Come into the live chat, plug your group. Okay? We all got to work together, because if we don't, they're going to work against us. And I go back. I gave someone the words before that I always credited to someone else. The Democrats told us what they were going to do, how they were going to do it, when and where they were going to do it, and that they were doing it because they knew we wouldn't do anything. We'd just sit there with our thumbs up our behinds, or scratching, pulling our ears, covering our mouths, taking a swig of coffee and hoping we don't choke. And now that can't happen anymore. Love your mother, love your sister, love your father, love your brother, hug your sister, hug them all. Call them on the phone if you can't go visit them. And I know I'm guilty because I tell you to do it every day and I don't. Stay in contact with the ones you love. Whether or not they show that they love you, stay in contact with them anyway. You know, my brother and I have always had an Oscar and Felix relationship. And in the last week of my father's life, he took me aside and he said, I just want you and your brother to get along. You know, and in most cases we do. I mean, it always was an Oscar, a Felix and Oscar relationship. We lived together and I'd turn the heat up at night because I was cold. My brother would come in the morning and he'd turn it off and he'd yell at me. You know, but there isn't anything I wouldn't do for him, and I don't think he wouldn't do for me. But anyway, I thank everybody for watching. I'm glad the 86 of you did watch. I hope the 86 of you did take it and share it. That would be cool. If 86 people shared the broadcast and one person everywhere they shared it watched it or watches it, we're just reaching more and more and more and more people. And I'm not even concerned about the number. We're just getting you thinking. Just getting you thinking. But I got to stop because if I don't, it'll be 4 hours and I'll still be here. I just love doing this so much. Radio for me was therapy. You know, I made good money. I was good at it. But it was therapy. It was just take a few minutes away from everyday life and talk about everyday life. I played music on some stations. I did talk on some stations. Now, this is live radio. Actually, what I really got to do is find an internet radio network to get it on that I don't have to pay to get it on. That's my biggest problem. This will be the last thing. That's my biggest problem. I shouldn't have to pay or buy an account, subscribe somewhere to reach America. You know, just like there's PBS on TV, I shouldn't have to pay to be on social media. But anyway, Donna's back and we got to end. So, Double B's for victory. This Boogie with the Bull broadcast is coming to an end. You've been watching Boogie with the Bull. Wednesday Morning Caffeine, a copyrighted presentation of the No Budget Broadcasting Company. Anybody is free to take any portion of a Boogie with the Bull broadcast and import it onto their broadcast. The only thing I ask is that you at least give me the right to be on that broadcast with you so I can defend what I or we did on that broadcast. Because if it was something good, I want to do it again. If it was something bad, I probably want to do it again so that you'll post it on your broadcast. Talk about it on your broadcast. But anyway, Double B for victory. This Boogie with the Bull broadcast is coming to an end.